You ready for the video?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Your thinking process or your emotional process, your ability to experience life as a life, experience all these people as a part of yourself. As you experience the five fingers as yourself, you will experience all these people as…
Goat yoga, like, silly stuff like that.
Present practice. What's conscious? This is Vish and
I'm Cam.
And today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
No teachings, no morals, just yoga.
My name is Vish and I'm aspiring yogi, love all things meditation, yoga, and wisdom based. Super grateful to have Cam on the show. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Cam. I'm living in Austin, but I'm originally from Arizona.
Do you know who Sadhguru is, by the way?
No, I do not.
Well, let's watch a video by him.
Let's get into it.
Now, what yoga means is the boundaries that we have drawn with the instrument of body and mind, you consciously obliterate, so that when you sit here, your experience of life is not contained just to the limitations of your body or your thinking process or your emotional process. Your ability to experience life as a life, not as a body. Because if you experience this life as a body, this is me, that is you, there is no way to mix this. If you go as a mind or a thought process, this is me, that is you, no way to mix it up. But if you go as a life, fundamental life process, there is no distinction between this and that, not just between two human beings, between everything and everything, there is no distinction. So the word yoga means union, that you consciously obliterated the boundaries of your individuality. That is why you know a sense of union. We are anyway in union with the existence. The problem is, it's not in our experience because we are too caught up with our individual experience. What yoga means is, you stretch the boundaries of your sensations. As there is a physical body, there is a sensory body. If your sensory body expands, let us say your sensory body became as large as this hall, then you will experience all these people as a part of yourself. As you experience the five fingers as yourself, you will experience all these people as yourself. Even for a moment, if you experience all these people as a part of yourself, after that, do I have to teach you morals, ethics, be good to this person, don't kill this person, don't harm this person? Would you need teachings? I'm asking you. This is what yoga means. It is not a teaching, it is not a philosophy, it is not an ideology. It is a technology of obliterating the boundaries of your individuality.
So Cam, what does yoga mean to you?
So I've done yoga before. I've done like goat yoga, like, silly stuff like that. But just like interlocking with your conscious and keying into your actual feelings. I feel like yoga is so good for people that just need to take some time off and time for yourself to really key into your emotions. Sometimes it's good during yoga. I often do think about everything that's going on in life. But sometimes I go into yoga thinking about letting everything go and just focusing on the moment and being grateful and staying in tune with my conscience and keying in. I notice when I do yoga, I feel like the energy around me is just greater, and like people are more attracted to you, I feel like, when you're in key and your conscience is clear, you know?
That's amazingly well said. So it seems like yoga does help you out and like de-stress, would you say?
Absolutely, yeah.
What kind, so you see you've done goat yoga, what other yoga forms have you done?
I've done hot yoga multiple times before.
Where do you go?
Well, I used to go in Arizona. I haven't gone anywhere recently. I want to go somewhere, so I need a good studio here.
I'd recommend Black Swan.
Okay, Black Swan, that's what I was looking at, yeah, okay.
It's great, it's donation-based too, so
Okay,
give
cool.
whatever you want. Now, he mentioned that yoga means union. Did you know that?
No, I did not, actually.
If you were to give a quick percentage for like how much of yoga you think is physical, how much of it is mental, how much of it is like maybe energy or whatever, what would you describe? Like, do you think it's mostly physical? Like, what are your thoughts? There's no right answer here.
I would say, yeah, I think it's all mental. I think everything is mental and energy based. I think once you manifest something and you are thinking it, then you're able to do it. I definitely think that about yoga. Of course, it's about like building skill, but I think it starts in the mind first.
That's, again, amazingly well said. And any other thoughts or things that you want to share with the audience about yoga? Any recommendations for those that are interested in yoga?
Okay, just try it. Go with a group of friends. I've gone with my friends to hot yoga multiple times. It's totally worth it.
So Cam did have to just go because she had work, and really just at the end, I wanted to emphasize the point and let y'all know that yoga really does mean union. Most of us think of it as a physical exercise. In fact, that's what I used to think of it as well. And it's really not that. It's a deeper dimension of life. And it's really just at the end, as Sadhguru says, a union with life. Now, how do you get that union? It comes down to a very simple thing that he said, which is to obliterate or break the boundaries that you have. And what are these boundaries? Well, these boundaries that you have are the physical boundaries, the mental boundaries, because if you think about it, anything that's physical in nature, and this is where I'm still learning, right? So open to, different interpretations, different viewpoints, and I'm just learning with y'all right now. But the point is that anything physical in nature, even to an extent, I think thoughts and emotions, there's a finite cap to how much space it can take, right? So anything physical in nature is limiting because of the nature of itself, right? Because of how it's physical. In order for something to be physical, it needs to have some sort of boundary. Now, union or yoga is breaking that boundary. And how do you do that? Again, as I said before, there's many different ways, through certain meditations, kriyas. There's actually, I think, 4 paths, as I've learned, to achieve this liberation, which I would say is actually the ultimate goal. And that's kriya yoga, which is energy, inner action-based yoga, karma yoga, external action-based yoga. There is bhakti yoga, which is devotion-based, emotional-based yoga. And then lastly, there's Gyan Yoga, which is intellect, which is very rare to have, and it's not the easiest to be a part of, as I've learned, again, from Sadhguru himself. So, yeah, hopefully this was informative for y'all. Really grateful, again, to have Cam on the show. She was super sweet in her time and just sharing her views on this topic of yoga and what it means. And I do want to also touch on the point of how Western yoga, although it's become maybe a bit distorted of what the real yoga is, right? Because as I mentioned, it's not just a physical exercise. I still think it's valid. I think it's okay to do to a certain extent, right? Because as Sadhguru says, we got to be conscious about the fact that when you do certain things with not the full consciousness, even the mudras, for example, if you move a certain finger, even just like a centimeter off, it can have profound effects on your system. And so it's not about cultural appropriation here in the sense that we don't want the West to copy Eastern yoga and like culturally appropriate that. That's a very emotional based mental thing. We don't care. What we do care about though is it really helping you at the end? Is it giving you the best benefits? Is it not giving you the best benefits? Is it going to cause harm? And so the point I'm making here is that at the end we just care about your well-being, and we don't want it to be something that is distorted and then leading to all these issues, and then yoga gets labeled as a bad thing, right? And that's like the concern Sadhguru has mentioned in the past, which I very much connect with. I definitely think it's super valid and super true. And at the same time, though, as Sadhguru says, I think now more than ever, the world is ready for yoga. It's ready for meditation, at least the truer forms of it, as I've been mentioning so far. And the reason that this is a testament of proof for that is because there was a study recently where I heard how in San Francisco, there's actually more yoga studios than coffee shops. So just think about that and realize how ready the world is, right? And obviously whatever's happening in the West or in America is acting as a model for the rest of the world. So I think it's super valid to look at these numbers. If it's accurate, again, I'm not too sure how true that is. It is something I've heard, so I do want to kind of just let y'all know that I might not be fully accurate with the numbers there, with the yoga studio and coffee shop example. But despite that, I think the key here is to realize that, again, the world is ready for this, and it's just a matter of time before we get into this path. And that it was because of Western yoga itself that I even got exposed to this quote-unquote real yoga or Eastern yoga. So I think it's a completely valid way to go. It's just maybe not the most genuine and like true path, but again, it does at least open your doors. I think the key here is to just bring about more awareness of what yoga is to the West, and let people know that it's not just physical. But with that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, comment down below. If you have any other video reaction requests, you can also comment down below. Super grateful again for you watching and taking this time. With that, make a great day, take it joyful, and stay conscious. Ecstasy.